A long, long time ago, and far away, a range of snow-white mountains stood, proud and tall. And many secrets did those mountains keep, upon their slopes and in their forests. Beautiful cascades of blue and diamond waters fell, and creatures with strange eyes roamed their ways and watched. But of all the treasures that those mountains kept, there were none so precious, none so beautiful as the Magic Valley. Nestled in the very centre of those great mountains, the Magic Valley lay like a heart of pure white stone. Its sheer cliffs surrounded a vast cathedral space, and upon the valley floor stood huge forms that time had sculpted from the stone. Like the figures of animals and men they hung, amazed in marble, as though in some deep and sweet enchantment. And there, at the very centre of the valley floor, turning its ear to heaven, a large blue shell lay upon a pedestal. By day, the shell would hear the sound of doves crooning and fluttering upon their perches high above, and by night it heard the far, faint twinkle of the stars. All was soft and still within the Magic Valley. Time turned, the world changed, but the valley remained the same. One day, as morning broke, the Magic Valley was disturbed to find that it was not alone. A man was standing beside the blue shell, silent, intense. His eyes were prowled through with shadows and sad memories. But his hands were very beautiful indeed. Strange hands, powerful hands. They were hands that had been shaped by dreams and pain. They were the hands of a man possessed by music. The man stood alone. He was listening to the Magic Valley, to the doves, to each breath of smooth, caressing air. He could hear the softest whispers, the shadows creeping. He remained even as night fell, and then he listened to the darkness and to the stars. Morning found him standing there, but something had changed. Deep in his eyes strange fires burned. He'd listened to the voices. He'd come to understand. He'd touched the soul of the Magic Valley, and it moved him. He picked up a small leather case that had lain beside him, opened it, and retrieved an old violin. He touched and sounded the strings, alarming the doves as he did so. When the doves finally settled, he placed the violin to his chin and began to play. The man played a beautiful and terrible music. It began softly, like the gentle swelling of the sea. It grew, it grew. It stormed and broke and flew like 1,000 startled birds. It fell like rain, and rose again like rage. On and on the music went, now tortured, now profoundly beautiful, until, as though from a deep, deep sleep, the spirit of strength and silence that had graced the Magic Valley awoke and saw itself. It was a moment of disenchantment. The spirit fled. It disappeared into that darkness that is not sleep. Grief stilled the air, and for a long while nothing stirred. Then, once more, darkness crept over the valley. Morning awoke alone. The doves had flown, and the magic had all gone away. But there, in the blue shell, there glistened for a while a little pool of tears, And softly hushing as the tears dried away, the shell could hear an ocean, a far forgotten ocean. The shell didn't know what the sound was. It never knew. And soon the tears were gone, and the sound died away, and all around there fell a deep and spiritless silence.